Hola, amigos nuevos y antiguos. Esto es un nuevo episodio de Movies, Music, and Middle Age. Gracias y bienvenidos. Okay, that's enough of that. Sorry, that was my limited Spanish. Hello, Jordan. How are you?
El queso es en mi pantalones.
The cheese is in your pants. Okay.
And
We
good and hello to you.
we are back. We were out for a little while. I was not here, so I was on vacation
I
somewhere,
was someplace else,
someplace
another
much
plane,
better.
another
I was on the surface
realm,
of the sun, but we
perhaps.
are back. I'm sure the five people out there did miss us, but we are back. And Jordan, why don't you tell everybody what we're going to be talking about this week?
Today we are talking another top five.
Another top
People
five.
people seem to like those five people who listened said to us
Our top five
specifically
listeners.
our top five
Just
top five
five.
grunge bands,
Yes,
which is
yes.
definitely a musical style that has never been talked about. Um,
Nothing's been written about it.
Nothing's been written about it, much
No
like our other
doc.
top five. We
Yeah,
are really bringing it up for the first time,
yeah.
which is surprising to us as well.
Groundbreaking stuff here on movies, music, and middle age. Yeah, I don't there has been any books about this, no documentaries, no movies.
No,
It's a
no,
very under-discussed topic and a very under-discussed genre of music, if you will. I don't even think people listen to this anymore. And I'm just kidding. Right. So
I,
top five.
I mean, I
Right.
feel like we talk more about vaporwave, um, generally as a influential musical styling than we do
Yeah.
about grunge.
Well, if you
My
are
two
excited
cents.
about this, we do have a top five EDM artists episode coming up,
Yes, 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 yes.
followed by our 10-part series on house music. No, so yeah, we are middle aged, so grunge was sort of in our
I don't have any glow sticks. I do have flannel though. I don't have any glow
Jordan used to
sticks.
go raving wearing diapers. Okay, let's get
Just
back
a
on track here.
pacifier.
So, as always, it is not, highest selling bands or, best videos or most influential. It's just our personal subjective, as
And I
always,
gotta
top five.
feel we're gonna end up probably. I mean,
I
we're
do
we're
not have one on my list that I think you are going to be shocked about.
okay. All right. I mean, we shall see. It,
So
it should be it should be fun. I have a little quiz
yeah, please. Oh, for
at
me?
the end. No, at the end.
Oh, I
After my
was
top
excited.
five. After my five.
I haven't given you a trivia question in a while, so I was
It's
excited.
fine. My
Okay.
brain is not work. My brain,
Okay.
you need to know the bands first before I can say
Okay.
what
All
are
right.
these.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I'm pretty well versed, but which means I'm going to fail this test. So, okay. With
No,
that
you will
being
absolutely
said,
fail this test because it's me and I'm not obviously a very serious person.
because you're going to ask me like, what was Jerry Cantrell's first make and
No,
model car?
no,
Um,
that's ridiculous.
okay. Do you want to go first with number five? I mean, it was more of a statement than a question, really. You go first. There you
I
go.
go, oh
Very
yeah,
dangerous.
yes,
You go
shit,
first.
you sir. Yes, sir. I mean, oh boy, got me all nervous, flustered.
Adelante, por favor. Vámonos.
Ooh, no, number five. I'm sure it's going to be higher for you. Alice in
Número cinco.
Chains.
Alice
Numero
in
cinco. Alice in Chains.
Chains. They are on my list. I will not reveal what position they are.
Number five for me, because personally, I didn't listen to them a lot. Like I
Okay.
didn't own their albums and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it
Mm-hmm.
always turned out that like if I've been listening to music, now Spotify lets you listen like 90s
Yeah.
alternative or
Yep.
whatever.
The
There'll be a
oldies.
song I'll be listening, yeah, the old station, the classic rock. I'll be like, oh, this song's really good. And I'll look, be like, oh yeah, okay, it's
Yeah.
Alice in Chains again.
So
And it just
you didn't get into them until recently, or just kind of casually knew some of their songs when they were
just
popular?
casually knew that and just really was like the stuff I listened to I liked, but it just was never something that I went and continued to.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was very much into like the other four bands on
yeah,
my list.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah. Which I can guess.
three the most, and then the fourth one more than this one. So that's kind of why. And because I was trying to fit within the realm, because it is a very contentious
Yeah, yeah,
conversation when we
yeah.
talk about grunge. Because I already have one on here that people have already like,
I already know where it's going. Yeah, yeah.
ah,
I already
you
know where
probably
it's
do as
going.
well.
It's got
So
a food name in it, a word of a maybe.
no, no, no.
Uh,
Anyway,
Fun fact for you, because I do like to throw these in there, and this was not planned because I didn't know it was on your list. But when they first formed, they were actually Alice in with the the Guns N' Roses kind of the N apostrophe,
Yes.
and then it was Chainz for a while.
Oh, that would have
Well, because
worked
they
out really
started in the
well
very like kind of
in
late
like
towards the end of the '80s, and then I think they realized, yeah, it's kind of lame.
that's funny because that feels so
Like Leonard Skinner,
90s.
yeah,
So 90s to me.
Boys in the Hood,
Yeah.
Alice in
Or
Chains.
if extreme, the X
I
hyphen stream.
So we'll spend a couple extra minutes. Well, no, I'll revisit them.
Yes, because I know they're on your list. We've
Yeah, they
talked
are on
about
my
them
list.
before. You've mentioned them before.
Do you have a
But
favorite song or favorite album by them, or
um, not a favorite album, but I would say the favorite song that's probably obviously, I mean, it's probably like, oh, I like Beethoven, Beethoven's Ninth, but it's Man in the Box.
yes, yes.
But
If
it's
you
yes, it's pretty much it's like, you know what I like? I want to hold your hand by the Beatles, that kind of bullshit. So, I mean, I
uh
know I'm not as
well, if you ever
well
come
versed.
we're just having a conversation. If you ever come see my band, we actually play Man in the Box in our set.
Okay.
So yeah, for the other people who are never gonna know who I really am, yeah.
Yeah. And you
Okay.
never will.
And you never will because I will erase any accidents where I drop names. All right. So anything else you want to say about
No,
Alice in Chains before we move
no,
on?
no, because I do believe
Yeah, because
strongly
we're
that
gonna
we
come
will be
back to them.
revisiting them.
We will. We will. Okay. So number five, Alice in Chains for Jordan. My number five is I hesitated to throw us on there, not because they weren't my number five, because I know no one knows them. Literally no one knows them, but
I like
it's
this
an
band. You probably never heard of them before.
it's a band, and I know you don't know them. It's called Hammerbox. It's one word. They are a Seattle grunge band. They were kind of signed that whole wave. They have a female lead singer. Well, they're not together anymore. They did have a female lead vocalist. I found them oddly enough. Do you remember the game Road Rash, the video game Road Rash? For
Yes.
Yeah, so they had a like a Sega CD, a 3DO version of it, and the CD version had an actual soundtrack. It had Soundgarden was on there, Monster Magnet was on there, a bunch of other bands were on there. And this band had like two songs on the soundtrack. I was like, oh, this is amazing. And I just kind of hunted them down and wound up really, really liking them. They're super obscure. No one knows them, but I actually, yeah, I own their first album on vinyl. That's how serious I'm about them. I had to hunt it down on eBay and pay like $50 for it.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, yeah, no, they're a really good band. I can't really say much because people are probably like, "Who the hell is he talking about?" But
Or
on
if
the
they're like
off,
me, they immediately went on Spotify and it's like, what the hell is this?
they're really good. They're really good. It sounds very grunge. The only difference is, like I said, it has a female. A lot of my favorite bands have female singers, but it has a female singer. Check it out. Hammer, like the Tool, Hammer Box, all one word. Their first album is called Numb. It's probably out there. You can find it on YouTube
It's
or
on
Spotify.
Spotify.
Is it? Oh, you
I
looked
just
it up?
checked. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really solid album. Honestly, check it out. You might like it. I won't harp on it too much because no one is gonna know what I'm
I'll
talking
check it
about.
out.
But I really like them. I only hesitated, like I said, because I know no one knows them, and I'm like, I don't care.
Who
This
gives
is
a
my
shit?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite bands. So I was listening to it today in the car on the way home. So
Who you trying to make happy, huh? Huh? You want to make
just
yourself happy or just
that's
some
my
randos?
so there's my number five. If you are out there listening and you haven't heard them and you want to hear some new music that is pretty good,
I got
check
to
it out.
tell you, about 5,330 monthly listeners. So there are
Oh
some
yeah?
people who have heard
Oh,
of
all
them.
right. Really? That's impressive. I
Yeah,
really
so
am
there you
shocked
go.
by that. All right, cool.
I
And
will, I'm gonna check them out. So there'll be
yeah,
one more added to that.
if you want to start with one song, does it list the whole track list there?
I mean, real-time research here where I've got a new iPad, so I'm like,
All right, don't
let's
worry.
take
If
us to
you
the
start with a
and
song
number
called
one is
Trip.
listed. That's the
There you
number
go.
one, the
That's
most
the one.
popular.
Start with that. Start with that. Okay, and then I'll stop there. But check it out and let me know. Okay, number four,
All right,
back to you, Jordan.
number four. This is probably the only controversial one on
I love
here of
controversy.
mine. And it's Stone Temple Pilots because I
Same
know
band
that
in the
they're
same position on my list.
okay. The problem, I know that the problem was like they got weirder towards, I mean, some of they got like all that more,
Their
I don't
first
want to
three
say
albums are gold, man.
experimental. Yes, yes. And I remember searching. The way I first discovered them was through the Crow soundtrack.
Okay,
Um,
amazing movie, great
and
soundtrack.
I tried so hard. I mean, this is before
Yeah,
the
YouTube.
interwebs,
Yep, yep.
so hard to find that song without just buying the Crow soundtrack. 'Cause I'm like, I love
Or
this
or
song.
purple or
I love
purple.
it. Well, well, the problem was is because of at the time Columbia
Yeah,
Records and
yeah, yeah,
other
yeah.
places we had to go. I think I ended up with Core
Yep.
instead of Purple.
But did you buy it
So
because you
that
couldn't
was
find it, or
my
did you think it was on there? And
no.
you,
I thought like in my I don't know.
yeah,
Just oh, I'll buy this one. Like I
yeah,
couldn't remember the name of the song.
yep,
I'm like,
yep,
oh, I'm
yep,
sure it's on this one or
yeah.
whatever. And I yeah. So that was how I was introduced to them into that song, then buying the wrong album and then
Okay.
listening to that and then buying I think I went all the way to like Vatican gift
Oh,
shop.
Tiny Music
Like
songs from the Vatican Gift
I
Shop.
kept
Yeah,
going. So,
yeah. Their
so yeah.
first four albums are actually good. Their fourth album, which was Down, had a lot of good songs on it. I'm not going
I
to sing
like
it.
Down. That was the album with the was it black with a silver
Yes,
star?
with the white star
Yeah.
on the cover. Yeah, it had
Yeah,
Sour
yeah.
Girl on
Well,
it, which is an
yeah,
amazing
Sour Girl
song.
with
I
I
love
believe
Sarah Michelle
Sarah
Gellar.
Michelle Gellar.
Yes,
Yes,
that's a
Buffy.
phenomenal, phenomenal song. I rarely pick up the guitar anymore in my house because I just don't play. I play in my band, but I just don't practice that much. But Sour Girl is actually one of the few songs that when I pick up an acoustic guitar, I just always go and play that song because I just love that song. That's a phenomenal album. But I mean, Core, their first record, is a phenomenal album. I
I
mean,
can't help but laugh. There was a guy. Real quick aside, and right back. There
yeah,
was a guy I used to know when I worked at Barnes and Noble during college, and anytime he picked up his acoustic guitar, he would play "Laid" by James.
that's like
So,
three chords. Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's how you knew he
yeah.
was drunk because the guitar came out and we all sang "Laid" by. Okay, but anyway,
My band
SDP.
also plays "Laid" by James. We do. That's not a joke. These are not
Such a
jokes.
good song. Okay,
If you ever
all
come
right.
see us, you'll say, yeah, yeah, no, Core was a phenomenal record. I mean, there's like seven singles on that album. Plush, Sex Type
I
Thing,
just know
Cracker
that
Man.
there are people out there that would argue because they didn't come from a certain geographical. It's like
Fun fact, the
what
Leo
the thing
brothers
about
are from New
Wayne's
Jersey,
World,
from
where
Point Pleasant.
where he's like, it doesn't, it actually needs to be from the Champagne region of France, otherwise it's just,
Yes,
just.
yes.
So that's, I feel like they're
Yeah.
sparkling white wine
Dean
by
DeLeo,
Grunge
the guitar player, and Robert DeLeo, his brother, the bass player, who are actually, in complete
brothers.
seriousness, yes, phenomenal
Okay.
musicians, very underrated musicians, are both from Point Pleasant, New Jersey. They moved out to California, but they're from Point Pleasant. So they're actually from Jersey, like us, go Jersey. But um,
Yeah, but they
they're,
like the weird pizza,
they're
the big shore pizzas.
as a music, not that it matters, it doesn't make the music better, but as a musician, I can tell you, I have played many, many, many of their songs in bands, both, like I said, at home and in performance. And their songs are actually a lot more complicated than people think. People think, oh, they're just power chords or a couple chords, and it's really simple. Their stuff is actually really complex on some songs, and they're actually really, really excellent musicians with a lot of complex. They're almost like jazz musicians on some songs, so they don't get enough credit. I was fortunate enough to see Stone Temple Pilots with Scott Weiland around the Down tour, and he was still on top of his game at that point. So that was one of my favorite concerts. I love Stone Temple Pilots, so yeah,
Yeah.
nothing bad to
So
say
it's
about
four
them.
on four,
Four,
both with,
yeah. So we can stop with that one. My number four is the same one. So we
yes.
will, if I'm correct, go back to you again for number
Back to
three.
me. All right. So this one was, I had to think about it whether I'd make this two or three. It was never going to be number one.
Okay.
But three for me is Pearl Jam.
Okay.
And I made them three instead of two
Okay.
because of how impossible it is to just understand what the fuck the lead singer is saying.
He
I'm
has a name,
sorry.
Jordan. He has a name. Do you
Eddie
know his name?
Vedder.
Okay.
I
Thank
do
you.
know his name. And
Okay.
if you're listening, Eddie, because I know he's a big fan,
Well, he and Spike get together
just
on weekends and listen to our podcast.
correct. They
Yeah.
do. Just like I don't know what he's saying in half the songs. And it's so annoying that in
It,
fact to the point where like it was the thing. Like that was like
yeah.
Adam Sandler did the Eddie
Yes. On
Vedder
Saturday Night Live. Yeah. Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
it's just it was his shtick. It's just
Uh,
but
I,
there's some songs of his I absolutely love and I do it like I sing along much the same way people sing along to It's the End of the
yeah.
World
Yeah. Yeah.
as we know it, where it's like hey, man, 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 Leonard Bernstein. It's like hey, man, don't call me daughter. And then,
Well, I mean, there are some
am I
songs.
wrong?
No, there are some songs that, yeah, there's nothing. I've heard them 100 times. I can play them on
Still don't
guitar.
know.
I don't
Still don't
know
know
any of
what
the
they say.
words, but there are some songs,
And
where I
before,
think you know all the words to them. It just depends on the album,
and
really.
how dare they? This is before like going on lyrics.com. You had to like hope that your cassette or CD had the words in it.
Right.
Otherwise, you don't know what the fuck you were singing.
No, no, but that's half the fun though, is when people start making up words. Like I'm trying to think. Like daughter, yeah. I mean, like something like animal, I don't know all the words to at all, you know?
I mean, I don't you.
Maybe like chorus.
I mean, what was it? Even flow and the life away.
But
Maybe.
oh my God. They're 10, sorry, 10. 10 is a phenomenal record. We talked about this when we did our 91, but that's such a phenomenal album. Even
It's
Versus is a
great.
great record.
I mean, I
And
put them three. I don't
yeah,
hate them.
so
I just
surprise,
don't know what the fuck
surprise,
they're saying.
they're in the same spot on my list.
Look at that. Come on. Come on. This
I
is hard, right?
That's what she
There's
said.
not that much.
But I'm bummed. Jordan, I don't like why Matt has to get all sexual every week. It's so inappropriate, but
No,
strangely
my,
attractive.
no.
Um,
Ma, listen,
sorry. Yeah.
skating on thin ice here.
You know what I mean, I guess it's obvious, but it's one of those things that I don't think about. Eddie Vedder is one of like whatever, the big five, if you will. He's the only one left. Cornell is dead.
Yes,
Lane Staley's dead. Kurt Cobain is dead. Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. No, I
Everyone is
mean,
dead.
right? I mean, Scott Weiland's dead. I mean, he's the only
Yes,
one. They're the only, and well, for the drummer's not the same, but for all intents and purposes, it's basically been the same band
yes.
since the
Yeah,
beginning. They had a
yeah.
few minor changes, but yeah, it's basically the same band
And then they
since day
decided to
one.
become like almost a jam band. I feel like they release like 24-hour long live
Oh
records.
yeah, 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 yeah. And they tried to stand up to Ticketmaster, and that didn't work. I was with them on that. But now apparently they give in because I actually wanted to see them. They toured last year. They only did about 10 shows, and it was like $500 for shitty seats. And I said, I'm
I
not.
love our big corporate overlords. Thank you so much for making
Thank
the
you.
world a better place.
This week's episode is brought to you by Live Nation and Ticketmaster for all your ticket needs. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to say about Mr. Vetter or Pearl Jam?
No,
Okay.
no. Should we go
So
to you? Should we do a
yeah,
number
you
two?
know what,
Let's.
Jordan? We will go to me because I'm sure that your number two
We're
is
gonna
going to be the
do.
same as mine. Okay.
Hmm,
Number two, drum
hmm.
roll.
There is a drum roll here.
Soundgarden. Is it number two on your
Look at
list?
that. It's number two for me as well.
Like, I had a feeling this was going to happen. Yes,
Yeah, so did I. But
Soundgarden.
I was really thinking about it. I'm like, all right, come on. I mean, is Matt gonna? And I thought for a second that maybe you'd be pulling out some like
I did pull up one obscure
alt.
band.
Yes, what? But I was just expecting a whole list of just like bands
No, I mean,
that 17 people saw one time in November in 1993, and they had 10 good songs, and they were so influential.
I no, I mean, I didn't just pick these bands because, like I said, I did throw one that I really wanted to, but I do enjoy all these bands. Soundgarden. So I will say this about Soundgarden. Not that anybody cares, but
I do. I'm here with
Soundgarden
you.
was one. There were two. There were many bands, but there were two bands specifically that I remember to this day that I watched them play. I watched videos of them. I own their albums. I looked at, you look at the liner notes, you look at the
Yeah, yeah.
videos, and I said, I want to play guitar. I want to be that guy. I want to do that. That is like my calling, right? It was Tom Petty was one of them, which is maybe surprising, and Soundgarden was the other one. I saw Kim Thayil, I saw Chris Cornell, and I was like, oh, it's like this is what I want to do with my life. I love music. They were that influential to me.
It,
I was obsessed with Soundgarden when they came out.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to replicate now because it kind of doesn't exist, which is funny, but I just remember the summer that Black Hole Sun
Video
came
was on
out. Like
every
that
10 minutes.
video was on every 10 minutes, but you know what? Every goddamn time it was on, you
Yes,
watched it. And it was on, it was like I forgot how long the song is. It's like over
about
5 minutes,
5 minutes.
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
a little
yeah,
five and change or so.
but you
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
No,
You are locked in for that whole video,
it
for that
was so. The
whole
end is
song.
near.
It
The end
was
is
oh so good. So good.
the
I mean, they
lady
were
with her
just
creepy face. Everybody with those distorted faces.
yes, yes.
Um,
Black Hole Songs, Spoon Man, and
yep.
I forget. And Chris Cornell just had this voice, right? Like I also listened to because I loved his voice so much. When Audio Slave,
Yeah.
Like a Stone,
Yep.
it's like it's a shame. Uh, another
He's no
lead
longer with
singer,
us. Yeah.
he's no
Yeah.
longer with us. Um, but yeah, I was
Huge
with
influence
Soundgarden
in
for a
my
while until
musical
I
life.
felt like they started becoming maybe heavy metal-ish. I forgot. I'm trying to remember the
So
album
it was Super Unknown
exactly.
came
Was
out
it?
in '94, and then Down on the Upside came out in '96, was their last album before they broke up or took like a
Yeah,
15
that.
year hiatus, if you will.
Yeah, I remember that one. I
That had
had
Pretty Noose on it and Blow Up the
no,
Outside
no.
World.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Then it got
I was obsessed with
perhaps.
Soundgarden. You're not going to get me on this
Yes, no, no,
one.
no. I was getting confused between albums. I think I bought another one
They
because I
when they
had
got back together,
Super
they released
Unknown.
Super Unknown was obviously the biggest one, but
Yes,
Bad Motor Finger was
yes,
the album that I got into them with, like Outshined and Rusty
yes. That one
Cage.
I had as well. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they were I regret it to this day. I did not get to see them. I was not smart. Well, when they were popular, I mean, I was only like 13 when Super Unknown came out. I wanted to see them on the Down the Upside tour, which was like '96, but I was like 15 and they were in New York. I'm like, how am I getting to New York City? I'm
yes.
not asking my parents to take me because I'd rather just not go. No offense. But when you're 15,
When
uh,
you're 15, you don't want to go
when you're
to
15, you
a
don't
rock
want, no
concert
offense, you don't
with
want your
your
mom to
parents.
take you at 15 to see Soundgarden. That's just weird. Now I wouldn't care. But
Yes.
so I
I'm
just didn't
going to the
go.
concessions. You want chicken
You
fingers and
want,
fries? I know how much you
honey,
like
you
that.
got
No.
ketchup on your mouth. And then they broke up like a month after the show that I didn't go to. And then when they got back together, they were playing in New York. They were playing the entirety of Super Unknown in order live. And I asked my friend, he's like, "Oh, I want to go." I said, "I want to go." And I don't know what happened. He was under the impression I was going to buy the tickets. I was under the impression he was going to buy tickets. And then, like a week before, we realized neither one of us bought tickets and we were screwed. So I'm an idiot and I never got to see them. But I love Soundgarden. And quick, kind of just if anybody's interested, Kim Thale, the guitar player from Soundgarden, just released, as in like two, three, like a month ago at the most, just came out within the past month, biography about
Oh,
his time in
okay.
Soundgarden. It's really, really good. It's a quick read. I mean, I read it in like 5 days. It's like 300 pages. If you are into Soundgarden, you or Jordan or anybody else, it's definitely worth. I got the library, so I didn't have to pay for it, but it's worth a quick
Hey,
read. I
there's
liked it.
nothing wrong with the library. Love
No,
the library.
I pay for the books because I pay my taxes, so
That's
there
right.
you go. But yes,
Socialism works.
yeah, just look up Kim Thale. I believe it's I think it's called My Life in the Super Unknown or something like that. Just look up Kim Thale Soundgarden. It just came out this year. You can't miss
I
it. It
have
has his face on the cover.
so many albums I'm going to be listening to
And
tomorrow.
yeah, please do seriously. And last FYI, real quick, Chris Cornell actually started out as the drummer of Soundgarden, who just kind of sang backup, so nobody had any idea how good of a singer he was. And then eventually they realized, oh shit, this guy can sing. So there you
You
go.
want to sit in the front, or do you want to Phil Collins it?
All right, Soundgarden is awesome. Please, yeah, check them out if you live in a
Yes.
cave.
If you've
Back to
never
you for
heard of
number
them
one.
before, it's possible. We forget that we're old.
We are
My
old.
my youngest called my CDs old-timey things. So so after I clutched my
Uh,
chest like Sanford,
what are these, Daddy? Frisbees?
this
What? Nice pictures on them.
he called them
Can
just
I
my
draw on
old-timey
them with my
things.
crayons? Well, she's old.
This
You're oldest. She's not using crayons. I'm guessing
that
here.
was my youngest, my
Yeah, you're youngest.
7-year-old
Okay,
called them
okay,
old-timey things.
okay.
So she broke my heart.
Number one.
Number one.
All right.
I
Okay, go
mean,
ahead.
come on.
Yeah.
Nirvana. I
Yep.
mean, is there
I
really any
figured.
other? Is there really other another number one
So my
for
number, they're
grunge?
not on my list.
Whoa, whoa. Yes, but not my number one for me, Nirvana. I mean,
Nirvana. I figured they had to be on here. Yeah.
it just with right
It's
or wrong when
yeah.
and I'm not even thinking about it just in general in terms of like if you were to go on Rolling Stones, whatever, and
Yeah,
look up
yeah, yeah.
lists. I know they're number one a lot, but for me, uh, I think
Were you
I
big
love
on them
Nirvana. I
when they
love
were out?
Nirvana so much. I got into them like almost like just before he died. Like I
Okay,
was just
okay.
like I remember um my babysitter introduced me like when they came out with the video for In Bloom
Hmm.
with when it's like that black and white um they're like looking like they're on the Ed Sullivan show
Yeah, yeah,
type
yeah,
of
yep,
vibe.
yep.
And that was like the first time I saw them or heard about
It's
them.
a
It
great
just like
video.
yeah, yeah. So I just kept buying their records and I went and bought like the older records like
Okay.
Bleach before Nevermind came out. So I was
Yep.
like all into Nirvana. I have their I still have it. I have their live in New York, their epic
Unplugged.
unplugged.
Yep, yep.
Um Yeah, no,
one of the best unplugged albums out there.
I was, I was big into Nirvana.
Do you remember where you were when you found out he died?
Actually, yes, yes, I was with my friend Jonathan,
Uh-huh.
and I believe he was at my house, or my apartment at the time, and I think he mentioned it to me.
It
I mean, I
was
was a kid
Yeah,
still,
yeah,
so
yeah.
like it
I mean,
never
I was
really was
too. I
like,
was only 13 when he died,
yeah. So, but
and Kurt Loder shared the news.
I'm almost positive that's how I remember finding out from him. Like he told me.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, it's a really weird thing. I do like Nirvana. I mean, Nirvana was it's impossible to put into words to people who weren't around at that time or and of the age who would have been listening to that music. Nirvana was, without any sense of hyperbole, the biggest band in the world. They were everywhere. They were just
Yes,
the biggest. It was them, and then there was everybody else.
that's why a few episodes ago, I don't know how many episodes ago,
Yeah,
I compared them to like the Beatles and Pearl Jam to the
yeah.
Stones. But I mean, that was they were the biggest thing out there.
That's it. There was nobody in
Period.
their league because it was them, and then the rest of the list didn't matter because they were in their own separate.
Yes.
That's just all
And it
how it
was
was.
and they were right or wrong, that's how the world outside of Seattle was introduced to grunge,
Right, right,
right?
right,
That
right,
was
right,
it.
right.
Like it was like, holy shit, I've
Yeah.
never heard anything like this before. Smells Like Teen Spirit was like a record scratch moment where people just like brain chemistry was altered.
So let me ask you, and again, no right or wrong answer. In utero or never mind?
Hmm. Oh. I mean, I have to go. God damn it.
Polished or raw? It's basically,
In Utero has a lot of good songs in it, but I
yeah.
have to go with Nevermind. I mean, it's
My, yeah.
God.
I mean, there's no right or wrong
It is,
answer, right?
although it is hard to sing, R word me
Yeah.
as a song. Um, uh,
Well, there's two
but
different ways you can interpret the R word these days, but yeah, I know which
yeah,
one you're talking to. But well, I'd probably go in utero, never mind. No, in utero, unplugged, never mind. And that doesn't mean one's bad
I
and
love
one's
Bleach.
worse.
Oh, it's so good.
I never got into
And
that record.
Incesticide.
I mean, there's some, I'm not saying they're bad. I just never got into them
Yeah,
as much as the other
I
three.
like the version of Polly on Bleach.
Okay.
Was it
Okay.
on Bleach or was it on? Now I'm be so pissed off if I get it
I'd be
wrong.
lying to you if I knew off the top of my head. I think
But
my biggest, and this is my subjective reason why it's not on my list. It's the biggest reason why it wasn't on my list is I still listen to them, but it's not, how do I put this?
it wasn't. I was wrong. It's not on Bleach. No,
Which one is it on?
Polly.
No, it was which album is it on?
Incesticide.
Well, you had a
That's
50-50
the
chance.
where is wait, hold on.
You had a
All right. You don't
50-50
have to
chance of
hold
winning.
on for me.
No, we're not going to hold on for you because the podcast keeps moving, Jordan, whether you want to or not.
Okay.
My biggest thing with them, and the only reason I didn't put them on this list is because there's a lot of angry songs on those albums, right? And I have
Yes.
as a middle-aged man with a lot more perspective than I had when I was 15. I'm not in that. I don't have
You're
that
not that
much
angry
angst. I'm
anymore?
just not, right? And I don't know. I put it on. Music for me, I mean, I think like a lot of people, right? It can put you in a good mood. It can make you hyped up to work out. It can make you sad. It can make you emotional. Like I have emotional connections to music, and I don't relate to that headspace that much anymore.
I
Doesn't
could
make the music bad. I just don't. I'm like, I'm not.
yeah,
I
I
can't.
understand.
I'm not angry. Like at least
Yes.
like those songs.
Yes. It's like certain bands and certain artists where they'll sing songs constantly about high school. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, enough though.
and that's all it is for me. I love Nirvana. I think they're a great band. I mean,
I think they're at least number six.
it's not even debatable that they're one of the most influential bands ever, and especially a top five grunge band, right? But I just, as far as these days, right now, in this time and place, I have a hard time sitting there. I'm just not, I'm just not that angry. But okay, anything else you want to say about your number one, Jordan?
No, no.
Okay,
I can go on for a while, but there's
yeah,
no need.
no one wants you to go on for a
No one
while,
wants
Jordan.
to hear it.
Wrap it up. Okay, my number one is Alice in Chains, which I believe was your number five, correct?
Yes, yes. I mean, hell,
Uh,
my number one wasn't even on your top five, so
I'm gonna subjectively make a statement here that you might not agree with. Nobody might agree with, but I think Lane Staley is the most talented singer out of the group, even better than Chris Cornell.
Oh,
Phenomenal. I mean, it's like, Michael Jordan to LeBron argument here, but
uh,
he's a phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal
yeah, we'll say
singer.
grunge generally didn't require a a rather grandiose Freddie Mercury vocal range
But
to be.
correct, but because on one hand you had Eddie Vedder, who is a good singer, but he's not. You don't need to be, right, but he's not Freddie Mercury, right? He's a good singer, but he's not. I wouldn't call him a phenomenal singer, right? But his music, his voice perfectly fits Pearl Jam, right?
Yes,
Uh, Kurt Cobain, his voice
very
perfectly fit
fried
Nirvana,
vocals.
but he's
Yeah.
not a great singer. But Chris Cornell is a great singer, right?
Yes.
Lane Staley is a great singer. Four different bands, two very, very different vocal styles, but yet they all work within the context of the bands that they're in, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
His
you kind of work for the sound
he,
you want.
so Lane Staley is known, again, this is somebody who's myself, right, who has played in many bands over the years. His stuff, if you tell other bands like, "Hey, do you replay this song?" or if somebody asks, "Hey, can we sit in with your band and we'll jam, we'll play a song?" You say, "Oh, you do Alice in Chains." It's known as like, "Oh, I can't do that." Like this guys would have
Yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah,
"I
yeah.
can't, I can't." You have to tune down or like play. Can we play in a lower key or something like that? I can't hit those notes. People's legitimately veins start popping out of their heads when they try to sing this, and he would sing it without even breaking a sweat. Phenomenal singer. Jerry Cantrell is a phenomenal guitar player. Their songs, there's some super dark songs on their albums. A lot like the Soundgarden stuff. People say when they look back, they're like, "Oh, a lot of the stuff was there, right?" You kind of
There
saw it.
were no signs. Are
Yeah,
you sure about
yeah,
that?
yeah. There were. Um, uh, I mean, all the guys, any of these singers, right? It's a shame
Yes.
that Scott Weiland isn't here. It's a shame that Chris Cornell isn't here. It's a shame that Kurt
That
Cobain isn't here. But
does lead me to the my
oh, your trivia question. So I
my
want to make sure
trivia.
we have time for that.
Well, no, you can keep going about you
Yeah.
can keep going about that. I just want to say, uh, out of my five, four of them have something in common. What is it?
All right. All right. Hold on.
So so
Yeah. Hold on. We'll come back to because I'll wrap it up here and then we'll go back to your question. So I'll say leave it with two last things here. One, uh, you may not notice it, but maybe you do. The harmonies, the vocal harmonies between Jerry Cantrell and Lane Staley make a huge difference for me, at least in the band. They're constantly harmonizing. And Jerry Cantrell is actually a phenomenal singer too. If you go back, try to listen, just focus your ears on the harmonies. There are some sick harmonies on those songs that the other bands didn't do, right? Nobody else really did those harmonies, where they're doing two basically lead vocal parts. That's one. And then the second thing is I have to slightly put their it's my favorite unplugged album of all time, period. A little bit over Nirvana. It's like a 51-49 situation for me, but their unplugged album is phenomenal. It's just, you may or may not know this, but he was way knee deep in like heroin, at that point.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check it
And it's
out.
and it's amazing that he was able to pull that album off the way that they did. It's such a great. Have you ever listened to Unplugged? You've heard their Unplugged album, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God.
I'll listen to it.
Alice in
I'll
Chains
I
Unplugged
was
is
gonna get very Larry David. I'll listen to it tomorrow, okay?
it's you may not agree and that's fine, but I'd argue it's probably the best Unplugged album,
I
period.
mean,
It's
I
better than
already have a favorite unplugged album, but sure.
this might beat it. So I'll just leave it at that. We only have a few minutes here. So there's your assignment, Jordan. You can listen to some Hammerbox
Cool.
and check out Alice in Chains Unplugged is phenomenal. You're doing
I
yourself a
will check that
disservice.
one. I
Okay,
will check that one
so
out.
we have a few minutes here. You had a
Yeah, I mean,
question or a
it
test.
was, it was
Let's go with it.
out of my five, four of them have something in common. What is it?
Their singers are dead.
Yeah, there you go. You got it right.
It's not funny though.
Only it's but you're laughing.
No, it's funny that I the question is so simple. But
That's what I
did
mean, I
you
guess
have
we'll
any honorable mentions? How about that?
um
One. Let's
I
just
ha
stick with one, just for the sake of time.
no, I don't even know if I have honorable mention because a lot of it where I was listening to that band around that time and they would play and I'm saying bands around that time and
Yeah,
I went and looked it up. I'm like, well, could they be considered grunge? And like, well, technically, blah 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 blah. So I was
yeah,
like I really liked Bush around that time. But then like, well, they kind of came out towards the end of it and they're from
yeah.
London, so they don't really count. I'm like, well, what about some of the early like
I was obsessed
Siamese
with
Dream from Smash?
16 Stone for a while, man. That was
Oh,
a
it was
great
great.
record.
Like Siamese Dream with
That was
Smashing
gonna.
Pumpkins. Now,
That was
obviously, they veered
yeah.
off into like the weird
Alternative, whatever.
alternative, and then they got really weird and eventually, you know, ended. But and they're back. But yeah, so I mean that was it was
Without
kind
Darcy.
of yes, but it was kind of weird where I'm like, can they be in there? And in the end, I decided not to because how
Yeah.
could you be grunge and then make Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness or Machina, Goddess of Machines or whatever the name of it. So it's
Yeah, I was obsessed, and I still am. I own it. Another one I own at vinyl, but I love Siamese Dream, and Gish is a great record too. Their
yeah,
first record,
yeah.
but
But then they moved so much that I'm like, I really couldn't, in good faith, put them on there.
yeah, yeah. Them and Hammerbox were like, do I not, do I not? I was back and forth, and I ultimately went with Hammerbox. But yeah, that would have been Smashing Pumpkins would have been my honorable mention if I was going
And I
to talk
love
about it.
them, but I just couldn't put them in grunge list.
Billy Corgan's a weird dude, but he's a
He
great
is.
songwriter.
He
Um,
loves wrestling
and oh,
and the Cubs.
Jimmy Chamberlain, the drummer of Smashing Pumpkins, is a world class. Like if you were talking about like Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Nolan Ryan, he is you might not know
I
as
mean,
a
it's a good thing,
non-musician.
and it's a good thing he got clean too, because for a
Yeah,
while there, I mean,
yeah.
so
World class. I cannot stress this enough. He is a world class. He is beyond words.
he's
Like
at
the guy.
Phil Collins level.
No, he is a phenomenal,
He's the Zack
amazing
Snyder of
drummer.
drummers.
You fucking asshole. Um, okay, all right. I
Down to
wanted
the
to go
wire.
see them on tour, but it's too expensive. My son actually wants to go, so maybe I'll go. But all right. Anything else before we wrap up here, or another phenomenal
No,
episode?
no, that's all I got. Hope
Okay.
everyone finds I've heard of a band they hadn't heard of or an album they haven't heard of before and decides to check it out. I think
Yes,
that'd be
please
cool.
do. If there are any albums that you don't agree with or any albums you want to add,
Tough
drop a
shit.
comment. No, throw it in the comments. Maybe, I'm always looking for new music.
New
I
old
I,
music.
I love anything, well, new from the sense of I haven't heard it before. But anyway, movies, music, and middleage.com is the website. From there, you can get to our YouTube, Apple, Spotify, leave a comment, follow, like, and subscribe, tell your friends about us, yeah, anything you want to hear us talk about. We're open to ideas. So, yeah, thanks
Yes.
again for listening,
Please.
everybody.
Thank you all.
And we will actually be back next week. Take care, all.